Joey, why do you think you are here?
I don't know.
Shall I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Mother doesn't know what to do with you. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Does mother know what to do with you?
I don't know if you know.
Do you know what to do with mother?
Yeah.
That's right. You know what to do with her, only she doesn't know what to do with you. Right? Now tell me, do you get in trouble with her?
I didn't hear you.
Do you get into troubles with her?
Well, sometimes.
What kind of?
Bad.
Now give me an example.
Sometimes, like, some kid would start a fight with me.
No, I mean with mother. Give me an example with mother. Where you get into troubles.
Like doing something when
Like?
she told me not to.
Like what?
Like going to the store after she went and when she told me not to.
And you go.
Mhm.
And why do you do that?
I don't know. I have to follow my little sister. She goes in there first.
No. Would you mind if I tell you what I think why you're doing it?
No.
Could it be you want to show mother I can do whatever I want and you can't stop me?
Mm-mm.
Don't think so?
Uh-uh.
No, maybe I'm wrong, but we can find out. There are other things which you don't do what mother tells you. When she tells you to take the garbage out, do you do it?
Oh, most of the time.
And sometimes not.
Sometimes I'm not. I've taken my bath already.
Good. And may I tell you what I think why you don't do it?
Huh?
Could it be they want to show mother I can do what I want and I won't do what you want?
Mm-mm.
You see, you begin to see it. You didn't think about it before. Tell me, do you get up early in the morning?
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
This morning I got up about 6:30.
Yeah. And do you get ready then?
No. I
Why
wait
not?
till after breakfast sometimes.
Why?
Well, this morning I would have gotten dressed then, but my mom told me not to.
But otherwise, does she have difficulties getting out of pajamas?
Well, other ways. First, I watch a little bit of television.
Did she have difficulties in getting out of to get dressed?
No.
By you seeing, watching television and so on?
Most of the time she's at work.
Yeah, but we speak about the time when you don't want to get dressed. Does that happen?
Well, if I don't want to get dressed, my big sister starts slapping me.
Yeah, but could it be that you still like to show everybody I get dressed when I want and not when the others want?
No.
For instance, when you get up, do you have to get breakfast immediately?
No.
Mother said you have to immediately eat, otherwise you put up a big fuss. You don't get breakfast.
I
no?
don't, she's at home this week.
No, I don't speak about this week in general.
And anyway, I get up before my big sister and little sister.
Why do you get up so early?
I don't know, I just wake up.
May I tell you why? Could it be? I want to get up and I want, not when the others want to get up.
I just wake up.
Yeah, you wake up cross innocently. Tell me, do you ever lose your temper?
Well, after my big sister slaps me.
Yeah. Do you know why you lose your temper?
'Cause I'm mad.
And you see, I have now an idea. Could it be that you always think that everybody is unfair to you? I would like to explain something to you. You see, we did not get from Joey much of a recognition reflex. Joey recognized when we explained to him, or asked him, that he knows what to do with mother. He knows it very well. There was a little recognition reflex at the second question when we showed to him why he doesn't want to take the garbage out. Because he wants to show he does only when he wants to. But in most cases, he said no. And why did Joe say no? May I explain that to you? You see, it seems to me, Joe, that you are convinced that everybody is unfair to you. You are what we call a middle child. A middle child, you can't do what Tammy can do, you don't get what Kathy can do. There are the good girls, and you feel you have no chance. And do you know what I think you are doing? You try
No.
to play a bad boy. Could that be?
I guess it could.
Are you a bad boy?
Sometimes.
And I have the feeling you are even proud of being a bad boy. It's a lot of fun being a bad boy, isn't it? If you can't be as good as your sisters, you can be bad. And then everybody has to look at you, fight with you, and usually you win out. Could it be that you get into troubles with your teacher because you try to show your teacher too, I can do what I want and not what you want? Could it be?
I don't know if it could be right.
You see, it is difficult for you to realize to know what you are doing. You always feel innocent. It's always the fault of others. And then you are miserable. And then you fight. Do you have friends?
Yes.
Do you get along with your friends?
Yeah.
Come on, you know better than that.
I do.
Yeah, yeah. Don't you get in fights with your friends too?
Sometimes with one friend.
And you know why I get into fights with him?
Huh.
Because they don't do what you want.
I let him pick what they want to do.
One day, but most of the time he has to, you let him pick when you let him pick, but not when he wants to pick. Do you think I'm wrong when I have the impression that Joe wants to show everybody I can do what I want, and if you don't let me, then you're unfair? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, you know better than that, right? You can always tell everybody, look, my sister was wrong, my mother was wrong, I'm always innocent. Whenever I get into trouble, it's always the fault of others. What do you think about that? Could be? Can you out-talk anybody? Pretty well, can't you? No, they can win an argument with you. You always have the better argument. You are smart, aren't you? But I have the feeling you are not too happy. Are you very often unhappy?
Well, sometimes.
Right. Do you know why?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what happens to people who want to have their own way? They feel miserable when they can't have it. Because people not always do what you want. Then you're miserable. And would you like people to like you? Now, what is more important for you? To make people like you, or to make people do what you want?
Make people like you and let people like you.
I'm not so sure. Because you want to make people do what you want to do. And you will have to make up your mind, Joey. As long as you want people to do what you want, they won't like you. And they will only like you if you stop trying to do always what you want. I'm not so sure that you want to give it up. You see, you're too clever. Mother doesn't know what to do, sister doesn't know what to do, teacher doesn't know what to do. And you always make them do what you want. Mother has to cook and make a breakfast for you, mother has to remind you, mother has to serve you. Do you fight with Tammy?
Well, only when she hits me.
Only, of course, only when you are innocent, only when she hits you. Could I tell you why you fight with Tammy? Could it be true that you want to show I can fight with her whenever I want and nobody's going to stop me? You don't realize that. That when you feel like fighting, nobody can stop you. Do you lose your temper?
Only when I get mad.
Yeah, do you get mad?
A little bit.
A little. Do you know why you have a temper? To punish others. Look what you have done to me. I will show you. So now we know that revenge is his main goal. He wants to punish everybody who doesn't do what you want. Do you know what I told Mother? She should not give you any breakfast until you are dressed. What do you think about that? Will you like that? What will you do if she doesn't make it? A big fuss, right? Scream and do all kind of things.
I don't think she'll do it next week.
Why not?
She won't be home.
Oh, if not home, but after she comes home. What do you think will happen if she doesn't give you a breakfast until you're dressed?
I don't think she'll be home. She'll be working a lot. I know that.
But what will you do if she doesn't give you a breakfast? Come on.
I'll put on my clothes.
No, you will make a big fuss.
No, I'll put on my clothes.
No, I don't think so. You will
I won't get in an argument with her.
May I tell you something else what I told Mother? Whenever you lose your temper, whenever you fight with your sisters, she should go to the bathroom and wait until it's over. What do you think about that?
I think it would be funny to see her go in there and go cuckoo.
Cuckoo?
I
You
mean-
don't go cuckoo. You would
I
have...
mean,
But would you like it if she goes to the bathroom whenever she gets upset? Would you like
You
that?
could go in there if you wanted to.
Come on, would you like it or not?
I wouldn't care.
Oh
went
yes,
there
you wouldn't
for.
like it one bit. Because you see, mother wouldn't do anymore what you want. You couldn't overpower her anymore. You wouldn't be the boss anymore when she's in the bathroom. But think about that. I don't think you will like it. You will get very mad at her. But she won't come out until everything is over. And then you will have to learn to take care of yourself. What do you think about that? What good idea or not? I'm sure you don't like it too much. But somebody has to help you, both in school and at home. At the present time, as it is, you are fighting for everybody because you want to have your own way. The end doesn't go, it doesn't make you happy. You feel that you have the right, everybody is wrong who doesn't do it. Do you think I have a point what I'm saying? Do you think I might be right perhaps in what I'm saying? Do you feel that I understand you? Or not? What do you think?
Yeah.
I think so too. Well, Fan, I'm very happy that you came here, that we had a chance to talk it over. Huh? Goodbye then.
Bye.
So long. Sally, you are the teacher of Joey.
Yes.
Right? We are very happy to have you here.
Thank you.
And I would like to know from you your observation with Joey, how things are going, what kind of problems you have, and so on.
Well, I think Joey showed some progress by the end of the year and controlling himself in the classroom a little bit better. But he was not very well liked by students, and one of the things is that he had a very difficult time keeping his hands off other students, and this brought constant complaints. Hitting, pushing. They may have been that he was hitting back or pushing back. It wasn't all instigated by Joy. But he had trouble in the bathroom, complaints about punching on kids and beating up in the bathroom, or in the line to come in from the playground, or on the playground itself, or even in the classroom. And I think this was getting better toward the end of the year, but I just heard constant complaints about his behavior from the children.
Yeah. And what did you do about it?
Well, at first, I would reprimand him, and this didn't get any
Didn't go
place.
too well, yeah.
And sometimes I would suggest that he not go into the bathroom with the rest of the class, since he didn't know how to take care of himself. And so he would wait out in the hall. Well, this got everyone's attention on him, so that really didn't work too well either. And then sometimes I would let him just, go down by himself, and he would kind of take quite a while in getting down and back. So I think it must have been Joey's decision himself to try to do better in the bathroom, because I don't think that anything I did particularly helped.
How did he behave in class?
Well, he was very inattentive and usually did not complete tasks.
And what do you do about that?
Well, at first, at the beginning of the year, I was on him quite a bit. Please, Joy, get this done, and let's finish this up. You'll have to stay in to do it. And this got no place.
Right.
So...
You realize that what most pictures would do was the same what you did.
Well, it just didn't work.
It doesn't work, yeah.
And, however, I never did find anything that did, because I approached him with the idea that this is up to you, and if you want to do your reading, then that is your decision. And Joey is a smart boy.
Very smart.
And should have done better in school than he did. And even with this, though, with saying now, here is your assignment, this is what we're doing, he very seldom ever completed anything.
And still it didn't become better later on? Or did it become better?
No, it didn't even become better. The last week of school, there was one day that he was anxious to finish because we were going to see a movie in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So that was really just pressure on him to finish.
In which subject was he poor? How was his spelling?
His spelling was poor, and his reading should have been much better.
Mathematics?
His math was his best area. And he was very alert in science and social studies, although he didn't do the projects.
Yeah.
He did know a lot about this field and always did well on achievement tests and things like that.
You see, apparently he is good in mathematics because he knows how to solve his problems in his way, not in the way the others want.
Well,
But
he improved in this during the year. Now, at the beginning of the year, he didn't do too well. But although he didn't always complete his assignments, and that was most of the time, even in math, what he did was, for the most part, correct. And I felt this was his strong area, and he enjoyed the fact that if he completed assignment correct, perhaps he was able to help somebody else with their work.
You know, why did you not accomplish? Why didn't you finish? Have you an idea why you behaved in this way?
Well, it kept me busy with him.
Yeah, but more.
Reminding him.
Yeah.
And the other students all knew that he didn't get done. And they would say, why do I do my work? Joey doesn't do his. Now, Joey wasn't the only one who didn't finish his work, but he was the most consistent child in the class who didn't finish work. And when he wasn't working, of course, he was bothering others.
And what did you do about that?
Well, we had to switch him around the room quite a bit because children would come to me and say, I've told my mother that I don't like sitting by him because he always has his feet on my skirt.
By the way,
and
what
things
do you
like
do
this.
when the children came complaining?
Well, I would say nothing at the time. I'd just say, oh, thank you for telling me, or we'll see what we can do. And then maybe a day or two later, I would find a way to switch the room. But this got to be with everybody who ever sat around him, you know, girls coming in tears and things.
We have to be a little bit concise because we are limited in time.
Yes.
Did you ever have group discussions about that?
Yes, we did.
Like what?
Well, we wrote stories one time about what type of friend we would like to have if we were going to a new school. And this brought out the type of child we would like to have.
Did you have group discussions?
Well, perhaps not in the way that you are meaning.
Yeah.
We did talk about how to keep our hands to ourselves and things.
Well, people know that. Don't need a group discussion. Now, may I give you my impression of what I heard? You seem to have done good with him because you did not fall for reminding, fighting, and so on. But I don't think you used the potential of what a teacher can use. Number one, I don't know that you were aware of the purpose of his behavior. It went beyond attention getting. It was partly power. And when I first heard from his mother how he behaved, it looked to me like primarily power. But when I spoke with him, I realized it is revenge. He thinks nobody likes him because people don't let him do what he wants. He feels entitled to do what he wants. And he's provoking the people, the children, to treat him in the way how he anticipates to be treated, to be disliked. He would like to be liked, but he doesn't believe that he could. Now, you have done well by not falling for that, so it's an improvement. As I said, you haven't used your potential because apparently you are not sufficiently trained in understanding the dynamics, the motivation, and what to do about it. And this requires classroom discussion, regular weekly classroom discussions about all our problems. You still operated, when I listened to you, to the assumption that a teacher has single-handedly to correct the children. You depended on what you could do instead of what the children could do to each other. The children have to be aware, for instance, how Joey succeeds to antagonize people because he's sure nobody likes him. Therefore, the children have to decide, do we want to show him that we can like him or not? The children have a much better potential to influence him. You see, you took it on for yourself instead of the shared responsibility with the class. And this is so important. The teachers have to understand the goals. Is it attention? Is it power? Is it revenge? And then you will find, when you discuss these goals, Joe is not the only one who operates on similar goals. So many other kids do. They have to understand themselves. They have to understand each other. They have to help each other. Utilize, one can win some of the people. Would you like to help him? You see, right now he is so convinced that nobody will like him that he provokes you. Can we help him to see that he can be liked? In other words, what I recommend is this shared responsibility, the shared influence, getting away from the traditional form in which teachers are raised. Teachers are raised with the assumption that they have single-handedly to teach and correct so and so many individual children, which is not true. The teacher is a group leader, has to create a group atmosphere, has to learn all the methods of sociometry and other methods to integrate the class. And this is where I think you were not so strong because you were not trained in these methods. What is your reaction to what I say?
Oh, I think that's true. I did do more of this toward the end of the year in small things and with other children, not just Joy. And I found that it does work. Children are able to solve many of their own problems, and they realize that others had the same problem. Now, Joy used to like to talk back considerably.
Of course, everybody's unfair.
And then I would say something back to him, and then we were like this. Well, I finally realized not to do that. And so we got out of that.
Right. You see, what you said confirms my impression. Your success was that you didn't fall for it, but you were not strong enough to overcome it by more positive steps. Would you agree with me on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I thank you very much for coming because I wanted to see you are doing and to demonstrate what in my mind a teacher can do with this kind of children.
Thank you.
Yeah? Thank you very much.
Now would you say, Dr. Dreikurs, that this is a typical situation that you're called upon to deal with?
It's a typical textbook case. And very often we have a situation which is like a scenario written, and people think it's arranged because they don't realize that that is a real situation which you find in so many homes and how identical this problem is with so many others.
I think it is important to mention here that you had not met this family, you had not been we had not communicated to you in any way of what the problem was. This was the first time that you encountered them, and without any elaborate diagnostic procedures, there was no psychological testing. You just, the fact is, the first words you spoke were right here.
Yeah. Do you know how I won the mother?
Your ability to tell her about her children without ever having seen them?
The description of the girls without anything,
Yes.
that showed her this man knows something.
Yes.
And this is the kind of you see when we speak about establishing relationship, not merely warmth, not merely interest, unless you convey to the client that you know something, that you can help him on your knowledge.
Yes, I felt that was a real turning point, and
That was-
and as she was leaving, I heard her say, you know, it's incredible, and I think that
What
did
is
win her
incredible?
respect, that you knew her children without knowing them,
That's
in a
right.
sense. And of course, doing a demonstration like this runs counter to some of the beliefs of many professionals. They object, I'm sure you're aware, very
Masochist,
strenuously.
exhibitionist, and so on.
Right.
But I tell you, I can't go into details. We had an opportunity to start a center, group counseling, which we always do, in a middle and upper middle class population. And we were told that we can't do it to people will not reveal, they are so prestige bound. These mothers wanted to be counseled in a group, although they could afford private care, because they all felt that learning in the group is a much better form of learning. It eliminates this question of pathology, abnormal. It shows how everybody does the same. The group has a tremendously supportive effect because they all learn together. They all realize we are all in the same boat. It is not a pathological mother who has to be treated, a pathological child. There are misbehaviors, misideas, misapproaches, wrong approaches. And therefore, people don't believe it unless they see it. We have been publicly denounced for what we are doing because people don't understand what goes on. But at the present time, we find a general move toward publicity. There are many of this group. What I did 25 years ago was unpermissible, not permissible in America. Today it is group as community psychiatry. Everybody is doing it, moving in the community, helping the community through group work. So our method is now more completely accepted almost, but it was completely unacceptable sometimes.
Instead of really being threatened by it, of holding back, there's a sense of relief you feel among the participants.
Very much so. Yeah.
And I noticed that while you were talking with her, you pointed out, and with the teacher, with everyone, from time to time, that how she was doing what all mothers do,
right.
and emphasizing the sense of human solidarity.
It is most dramatic. When most of my counseling is in group. I don't believe in private care. One has to do, it's an educational process. when the mother has all kinds of peculiar problems, ask the group, how many of you have the same problems? And when she sees a hand rise, it does something to a mother who is so beaten down by the situation, by her sense of responsibility and her inability to discharge her responsibility. And a tremendous encouraging effect on everybody.
Now, there's some people who would argue that the mother behaves in the way that she does, a way that really contributes to the boy's behavior by being his servant and so on and so forth, because she gets something from it.
No, that's nonsense. The parents are not the cause for the child's behavior. They only make it possible. Because she has the idea of responsibility. She has the idea of what should be done. It is the idea of a good mother who makes her a slave. It is concepts about what to do which are wrong. And this, therefore, has to be changed.
I think some would say, but isn't the mother's behavior purposive? I mean, doesn't she do it to fulfill a purpose?
The purpose is to subdue the child, to make him do what he should do. That is her responsibility. You see, you must keep in mind that that is the old traditional autocratic method. Beat him down. Give him love and beat him down. Today we have to win his cooperation in a completely different way. We can't succeed anymore. What the greatest obstacle in mothers to learn what to do is their sense of responsibility. The idea of a good mother who has to give love, who has to control. It is not a personal deficiency. I said before, you will be surprised when we have a center going, a parent education center, where the parents come every week, how much all parents have the same problems. So if it were some personal goal, why would they have the same purpose? The same purpose is they don't know how to discharge their responsibility as mothers. And don't blame them as individuals for that.
If it doesn't meet a purpose, why does it continue?
It is a purpose of subduing. It's a mistaken idea that she can learn. And the most amazing part is, if she goes to the bathroom, the situation changes. Do you think that her personality changes when there's a bathroom? It is not the personality change which is necessary. It is not the personality deficiency which is responsible. It's a general mistaken idea how one has to raise children. That is responsible for the difficulty.
Turning now, basically, when you were talking with Joey, the boy, I think there are many people who feel that maybe he was a bit cowed.
I talked him into.
Yes.
I forced him. You see, they don't realize the facial expression which gives him away. Well, a typical example. When I asked him, do I understand you? He didn't say anything. Then he said yes. Now most people say he said it to please you. But when you see his facial expression with a grin, you know that was meant. The boy got it. One has to learn the facial expression to understand, to see whether you reach the child or not.
Dr. Dreikurs, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for demonstrating your techniques and discussing them with us.
It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.